What's up? I guess we can officially call this day two. Shit, got something on me. All right. How are we gonna explain this today? All right. I guess I can talk a little bit about relationships. Um, I've had not ever had a successful relationship before. Uh, all my relationships ended in the same way, except one. Um, I have only a positive relation. Well, I can't even say it's positive. I have a relationship with the mother of my child, or mother of my children, I should say. Um, she's the only person who I can seem to hold even a semi good relationship with. Uh, I always said I wanted a woman who was willing to fight for a relationship, and she seems to be the one. But I've given her so many insecurities. I mean, it's like it's like going on a merry-go-round. I mean, you're gonna eventually end up where you began. I mean, you're gonna go around, everything's gonna happen, and it's gonna end up going back to the same story again. Um, but we're gonna fast forward. I mean, we're gonna rewind to my girlfriend before her. Now, my girlfriend before her, we were in a relationship for about a year and a half. She was the first real girlfriend of my older life. She was the first actual relationship, first date, first a lot of the things. Now, our relationship was, nice and blissful, but it's crazy because we were together for an entire year, right? And what I assumed was happiness, I believe it was, but I also thought it was an illusion because it was crazy that I was so happy with this woman. She never gave me an argument, always agreed on everything. She would bring me food when I didn't have any. She invited me over for the holidays. I spent time with her family. It was insane. It was like, yo, I can really see me being with this girl for the rest of my life. But mind you, this was my first real relationship, and I don't know what taking a break is. Now, mind you, I've been with my homies who said like, yo, taking a break is like basically breaking up. I don't know what the fuck taking a break was. I mean, my father never explained it to me. I've never had a male figure to actually obviously explain to me what taking a break was. So I took it for what my niggas told me it was. Now, my niggas was like, yo, taking a break is basically y'all two just separating and you can go do you and she gonna do her. So I went and did me. Mind you, I didn't know the clear guidelines of this break. Now, if I knew where the guidelines stand, I wouldn't have done anything. But it was crazy because there was no guidelines. So I went and did me. I ended up meeting another girl, which was actually the mother of my children. And it's crazy because after that break initiated and I started talking to her and I'm waiting for her to come back, I kind of fell into a relationship with this girl. Now, my feelings for her were strong because I felt that she needed me. and that my ex did. Because if you love someone and you love something a lot, I don't think if you loved your PS3, you're gonna give it to your nigga and eventually never see it again. I don't see that happening to anybody. I don't see that ever happening. So to love something and to give it away and to wait months and years for it to come back, it makes no sense to me. So people who usually say if you love something you should let it go, and it's kind of funny because I was stating this just the other night with my baby moms. If you love something you should let it go, and if it comes back it was yours, which means that your relationship was always a joke if that person never came back. So if your relationship was a joke, and imagine being in a relationship for a long time. I mean, I was only in a relationship for a year and a half. To a lot of people, that's not long. So imagine people who've been in a relationship 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and y'all separate, and that person never came back. That means that that person never loved you for that 5, 10, 20 years. And it's insane to just think about that. That breaks someone inside. Now, that like tears a person down, like to the membrane. Like it fucks like with your psyche. Now, with a male, you know, that messes with you to the point that sometimes it's like, yo, fuck all these bitches out here. And it's like, yo, that's why half these niggas out here are like cold towards females, because there was a female that out there that broke them to the point that they don't want to, that they can't be fixed. And the same with females. I'm not even saying that niggas are all correct either. I mean that females are all correct and niggas aren't all correct, because we both are fucked up in the same way. There are females out there who will play with a nigga and leave him as soon as something happens. You love him till death do you part, or you love him till forever, and when the nigga loses his job, you're the first person to leave. You the first person to bounce. Not even his niggas leave that fast, and you're the first person to bounce. And after all that love and trust and everything that y'all had in each other, it just absolutely meant nothing. Nothing. It's insane. It is crazy. It's baffling. Like, fuck. Damn. Like I said, I never had a father. Well, my father was in my life. He was in and out, and whenever I called him, he didn't answer his phone really, but I mean, he was there once in the blue. But I never had a father figure that when I clearly needed someone to explain something to me, he wasn't really there. And it kind of sucked because like most of my father's side of my family, I know them, but we really just don't talk. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't even talk to my own siblings like that. And I usually think it's me, but you know, at the end of the day, when you engage in a conversation, even with a cousin, and they don't know who you are and don't want to get to know who you are, it's obviously telling you something. But anyway, back to my relationship thing. All right, now my relationship after my baby moms. I'm not gonna say any names with any of them because most people, if y'all know them, then you know them. I was in a relationship after her. Now, I was in a relationship with this one girl. Really had strong feelings for her in the beginning. I mean, she was like, you know, she was really in tune to what I was with. Now, mind you, we were in a relationship. We were talking, went to go see her and everything. Her moms didn't approve of me. And I don't blame her. I don't have any money or anything, so I really agree with her 110%. But she didn't agree with anything about me. So she didn't know my personality. She didn't want to get to know me or anything. So it was like, fuck. So her mom not liking me actually was the lead up to the end of our relationship. Now, if you said you love me and you're taking advice from other people, that obviously isn't love. I mean, if your friends can talk you out of a relationship, that ain't love. If a friend can actually change your mind about you being in any kind of relationship, especially if you were in a relationship for a while, and someone can literally talk you out of a relationship, don't ever in your life use the word love in that relationship. Never. That's what I've learned. Never use the fucking word love in that relationship, because what the fuck you had wasn't love. That shit was lust from the beginning. You know that shit. I know that shit. Everybody fucking knows that shit. That shit was lust. It was lust that lasts for a long fucking time, but it was lust. And you had the fucking nerve to say that shit was love? That shit is funny. Oh, that shit is funny to me. Oh, God. Love is when someone fucks up. They fuck up royally. I mean, they did some fucking fucked up shit to you. And they still come back. You still come back to them. That shit is love. It's not stupidity. I mean, if the shit kept happening, then that shit is insanity. The definition. To keep doing something and expecting a different outcome. But if you gave that shit one try and there was one fuck up and you have the audacity to walk out and said that I loved you, that wasn't love. Now I can see if someone did that shit 3, 4, 5 times, multiple people. I mean, like, I could say if someone came and you caught someone fucking your girl or your wife or somebody in your bed, right? In your bed, and you see someone doing that shit, and they don't have any kind of flinch or obligation to move, or they did that shit and told you that you knew this shit was coming, they ain't never loved your ass, ever. And everybody who uses love in that term should be smacked. I don't care if you friends, family, I don't care if you my daughter or anything. You should be smacked. Have I used love in the terms of lust? Yes. Do I deserve a slap? Yes. But have I generally loved people that to the point that I would give my life for them? Yes. Do I still love those people? Yes. Do those people accept me? Some do and some don't. But I'm at the point in my life where I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm doing this videos for myself. And it's crazy. I mean, the people who look at this shit and trying to get the information to try and get to know me, and they really want to see why I act the way I act. Like, I tell you right now, I am a very, very fucked up human being. I do certain things just to see the outcome. Yes, I do. I admit it. I do. I test people. I test certain relationships to see how far they can go. And people would think that that's kind of, malicious or manipulating, but it's not. Because if I test you and you did the exact result that I thought you would do, and usually it's never a good one. If I believe that you do a bad remark for a bad thing, then it's obviously that you proved me correct. That you obviously did the relationship we had that you claimed was up here is all the way down here. Now people say that, whatever makes a relationship is trust, right? But I mean, when do you actually establish the line that you know that you trust somebody? I mean, how long do you have to know somebody to know trust? I mean, because you can sit down and you can talk to someone. You know what? Better yet, let's do it like this. You can sit down and watch the entire life of another person and still not know a damn thing about that person. Not a damn thing. You only know what happened, what physically happened to him. But emotionally, the shit that goes on in his head, you're never in there. And you would never know. So, when someone says that they love you